And here we go on a Monday Orange and Brown Talk podcast. Mary Kay Cabot with some insider info coming away from minicamp. So Mary Kay, let's get right to it. The first bit of information you've got for us had to do with Greg Newsome.
Yeah, you know what? First of all, you were there when we saw Greg finish the mini camp with a interception off Baker Mayfield that resulted in a loud chorus of cheers from the defense. It was a really great way for him to wrap up an excellent spring. They're really, really excited about what they're seeing in Greg Newsome so far. He's coming up that learning curve very, very quickly. He looks very polished, and the reviews have been very good for him. Now, Greedy so far has been in there with the first team, but there really is an opportunity in training camp for Greg to get in there and prove that he deserves the starting job. Now, a lot of defensive coordinators and guys that have been around for a long time, they like veterans. They like veterans early on, but I think that Greg Newsome is going to make it very difficult for him to not put Greg on the field pretty early on.
It wouldn't surprise me if Greg Newsome managed to win this job in camp. If he came in, I would expect Greedy to be the number one to start, but that would be one of the positions I would circle where, when you get to that first off day in camp and you start to shuffle things around a little bit, or maybe you get past that first preseason game, it wouldn't surprise me if Newsome had a real opportunity to pass Greedy at some point along that stretch.
Yeah, he actually has had right now a better spring than Greedy had, but it's really not an apples to apples comparison yet because Greedy has still been limited. Grant and Greedy are limited and they're kind of ramping up to what they can do. And it really did present an opportunity for Greg to go out there to get more reps and to kind of shine in this defense so far.
Let's talk about another rookie, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, our first look at him. And one of the things, I think I mentioned this on a pod, I texted this out on Friday. One of the things I really liked that Joe Woods said is they're kind of taking it slow with him. And I like this idea of put him at will linebacker, let him master that, or, at least kind of really get the hang of that position and then expand from there instead of just throwing a million things at him at once. I think that's how you set a guy up for success. So what can you tell us about Owusu-Koramoah?
Well, they're really loving what they're seeing out of JOK so far. But as you mentioned, when we did ask Joe Woods about that, he said, yeah, it's really easy to get up on the whiteboard, to get excited and to think of all the different things that you can do with a hybrid guy like that, because the possibilities really are endless. And he is sort of the wave of the future of linebacker in the NFL right now against the pass and all the different things that he can do. But once again, they understand that these guys are just coming out of college. And in some cases, they're coming out early. They don't have 48 starts under their belt. And so I do think that they will not put him in position to kind of have a setback or to lose his confidence. They want him to get off to a great start. And that might mean somebody else starting at weak side linebacker, at least during training camp. He's got an opportunity in training camp to overtake these guys. But when we show up for training camp, we are more likely to see Jacob Phillips and Mack Wilson working at weak side linebacker, in some cases, even ahead of JOK.
So the last thing here, Odell Beckham Jr., probably the biggest surprise of minicamp, just because, I know we've seen the stuff on social media. I know we saw him working out in Austin, but it's just different when you kind of come around that corner, when you show up on Tuesday and there's Odell out there doing individual drills, no brace on the knee, nothing like that. Seeing it in person, seeing him actually doing that work for the first 2 days of mini camp before he worked on the side on Thursday. Again, just part of that plan of rehabbing him and bringing him back. It was good to see. I mean, it was encouraging, and it makes you feel like, all right, July 27th, I don't know if he'll be 100% full go, but he's going to be pretty close, I would imagine. So where are we at with Odell Beckham right now?
First of all, freak of nature. Okay. Freak of nature. It was like when Adrian Peterson came back from a torn ACL. I think he came back in like 9 months, came back from a torn ACL and rushed for 2,000 yards that next year. Some people heal that way. They're just incredible healers. And Odell Beckham Jr. is shaping up to be one of those guys. He looks amazing. And now we did not get to see all of that. We didn't get to see everything that we're seeing on social media in this camp, but I will tell you what, we've seen it. Jarvis Landry has seen it. The other Browns players have seen it in Austin. The organization is seeing it, and people are, their mind is blown away by what he's able to do after only 7 months. And I think that really bodes well for training camp and for the start of the season. And I think that Baker and Odell I think they're going to be really good together this year. I really think that they are going to be good. And I think people in the organization are really, really excited about what they've seen so far. I think they think those two guys are off to a really good start. I think Austin helped. They might have one more of these passing camps, possibly. Not sure if it's going to happen or not, but tentatively one scheduled for Florida in July, and that'll help a lot. But I think everyone is really optimistic about this.